Back to our song. That's it, we got up to. So when I played this, I'm thinking C flat major with the color tones. This is C flat major. We're in the key of D flat, so it's a flat 7 chord. Flat 7, just like the G. Same thing, D flat. So here's our 2 color chord, then the 5. Maybe this. I'll let you sort that out. There are a lot of different 5 chords that you might wish to play there. I gotta get back in the groove. Now I'm going to give this 2 beats. And we have this. I'm going to give you less work right there. However, if you want more work, do these 2 and then backwards. This would be completely logical.
That note that I hear, it's the strong note. Is that the
melody?
The melody,
here?
the soprano note?
Well, remember now they're singing. All love, they're just holding this. Going to be, but if you don't want to get in the melody's way or double it, then you stay just little quiet chords down here.
That sounds like you're doing this.
What I'm doing is not thinking melody here. What I'm thinking is chord shape. This shape to this shape.
It's a 6 minor 6, isn't it?
Play with me. So play this. Always watch fingers first. Thank you, sir. And watch carefully. Any fingers stay there?
No. Well, this one.
Really?
I mean, it didn't stay there, but the note is...
Any other fingers stay there?
Well, let's see.
Make the move.
Oh, yeah, this one.
For the tape? Tell the tape, please.
What, a C sharp?
Which finger, sir?
My middle finger.
That's right, the long finger. Thank you. When you see a common finger, it welds it together so you can make the shift easier. I don't know why.
Oh, I see.
The eyes can see it easier.
So instead of me taking my whole hand off,
Thank you.
it's a pivot.
Yeah, just as a pivot, and we like the way it looks to our eyes, and we can spot it better.
Okay.
It's not the root, but we don't care what note it is, as long as something's hanging around, it makes it easier in our mind.
Okay, so you did this.
Then I reversed it.
Reversed it.
Yeah.
Reversed it. I thought you went to another shape like this down here.
Eventually.
Okay, what by reverse this? You reverse this chord?
I don't mean... We're going to play the same 2 chord shapes on the next root, but I reversed them. Correct. Then again,
Same thing.
reverse. And reverse. No. Reverse. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's interesting.
we're on the F minor chord. If the book says D flat, we're gonna call it F minor. We're gonna do a long cycle. It goes like this. You watching these roots?
Yeah.
That's a pretty long cycle. But if we started on D flat, we'd have to do, and we wouldn't see the pattern as well. And also, we get tired of always hitting one where it says one. We want some variety. So here's F minor 7. Now on the second beat of the allotted time for this chord, instead of F minor, I'm going to play F major. I don't mean major 7. It's just a fragment of a dominant 7th. So I really want to play a 7th chord if I extend it out, like F7 or even bigger, some rowdy chords on F7. Just as a triad, we'll use F major. You might say, why are you playing these classical chords in this jazz piece? It's to get a lot of different flavors in there. We're going to get plenty of this stuff as we go. Break up the colors, and these lines sound good. Way back here. It's almost like a classical piece that way sometimes, because when you have these back end, there's a shift. If every chord sounds like jazz, 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 it's pretty rough on the nervous system. For a mellow cat like you, man, it's good to have some sheer, harmonious, simple chords too mixed in. They really seem to hit the spot. It's just an opinion, of course. It's not what I'm saying, in other words, just my personal opinion. These are all suggestions. Change anything to fit your heart's desire.
Can you name those chords, Nat?
Yes, very slowly. F minor 7, F major. Both of those go where the D flat goes.
What do you mean by where the D flat goes? Instead of?
Yes, instead of. Thank you.
So that's the substitute chord.
Yes, these are substitutes, correct. We have hit substitutes, finally.
Okay.
F minor, yeah, that's what I said before. I used this root to get to there instead of this root. That is a substitute, no question about it. 3 minor instead of 1. It might be in the sheet music, but it may not be. Shifting my angles a little, my butt's getting sore. I gotta move sometimes to
That's fine.
keep from getting sores down there. Oh man. The benefits of modern living, you can't beat it. air conditioning and caffeine and a backrest. The old days you'd be sitting there parched on the desert, no electricity, aching back and the vultures above you. 2 broken strings. Benefits of modern life.
Okay.
So I'm thinking 2 chords in place of, no, 1 chord in place of D flat, which is F minor. But right before we're about to go to the next chord that's probably written in the music, the B flat minor, I'm playing its own 5. And the 5 of B flat minor is F or F7. F or F7 is the 5 of B flat minor. So I use a lot of this 5th approach of where I'm about to go to. So F minor, and the 5th of where I'm going, this is F, going to B flat minor. Then the next basic chord in the music is E flat minor 7. So I'm using its 5th, B flat, to get into just an E flat minor triad. Then down here, E flat major is the 5th of A flat, which is the next basic chord, although it's probably a 7th chord. Even a major will do. And this is the 5 of the next basic chord, which is D flat. Right there, I'm playing this note ring as a 9th. That's a real suspension from the old meaning of the term, where you let a note sit there and you don't resolve it right away. I'm actually letting this sit too. I wasn't striking. But you could. You could just go like this, same voice. Or you can let these notes ring. Then this is where it goes. Are these diatonic roots or non-diatonic? I'll give you a hint. In order to be non-diatonic in D flat, no, I better not do that. No, scrap it. Sorry. Make it harder.
Maybe 2 of those weren't? 2 weren't, maybe?
This is the 1. This is the 4.
Okay.
This is 7. Right below 1. And this is 3. They are diatonic. What I'm doing is I'm not playing diatonic chord colors or chord qualities necessarily on each one. Just like Gershwin, he doesn't always give you, even though he'll give you diatonic roots a lot, so seldom does he stay strictly diatonic for any length of time, appreciable length of time. He just doesn't. He loves all this other stuff. So we went D flat, then a G, 7 flat 5. Oh yeah, that's why. I'm trying to hear lines on the top. That's why I only used a little dinky chord there. I was wondering, how come I didn't play some beautiful chord there? It's the soprano lines. Because we got this. It's okay if your lines on top justify to play little 3-note chords where you normally would prefer big juicy chords. If it was a band, bass players playing and you just are comping, you're going to play juicy chords. You're going to make them sound nice, but these little, how come he's playing such a basic chord? It's the motion of the moving lines that just keeps our ear in the game. It creates that effect. I gotta go to C. Root, but I'm playing a dominant chord instead of major. And a strict major triad, same root, G flat. Then for the C, straight, and F7, and this is F major. Now we get to the B flat minor. This line goes. Like so much harmony, it drops. It's hiding in there. If you want to hear it more overt, you go. But if you've been doing all these 1 beats per chord, it's going to sound kind of funny to just suddenly stop. There's a simple way to play it. This note's optional over this 3, and this is optional over that. So these are all forms of B flat minor with different color tones in them. Now E flat, dominant. These are all E flat. I am really listening to the top voice. Singer will be singing their thing, or instrumentalist blowing their lines, but you can still have fun with your own soprano too. Just more fun if your lines sound good. It's fine at that point to just honk on the pedal. You've certainly done enough motion up to that point. So why is this chord here? It's because that's the enharmonically spelled flat 3 chord. First of all, do we know what enharmonic means today?
Well, like
G flat and F sharp, D flat and C sharp, G sharp and A flat.
well,
Different spelling, same sound on guitar.
Yeah, what I've heard, what I've seen it before also was like say, I don't know, say an A minor 7 and a C6. Well, no, A minor 6 and a C6. Would that be the same? Just
Those are homonyms.
those are what?
Homonyms.
Homonyms.
Those have completely different roots. These others have adjacent chromatic roots. Flat and sharp, you know, like G flat's the same as F sharp. The other ones are kind of, you know, usually farther apart and stuff. Homonym is like the word reed. It sounds the same whether you spell it R-E-E-D, like a reed pipe, or, gee, you like to read a lot, don't you, Cesar? R-E-A-D, right? You with me?
Yeah.
So it's a word that sounds the same but is spelled differently. So in chords, it's a chord that sounds the same, but we might spell it differently if we're naming it differently. So it's kind of like that A minor 7 C6, but traditionally enharmonics are those chromatically related ones, all right? So the flat 3 enharmonic note of D flat would be what?
Flat 3.
What's the 3 of D flat?
F.
Yes, so the flat 3 is F flat, but we don't like to think about F flat, so E, right?
Right.
So when you see a progression go, the 5 chord, then here's an E chord, and another 5 chord. We've just gone. Good enough for rock and roll, good enough for... But notice how it doesn't sound rock in this setting. It's because the chord structure, if you do it this way, of course it sounds rock. It's the power of 1, 5, 8 that sounds like rock and roll. Which of course isn't limited to rock if you went. It doesn't sound like rock and roll. Could be, but it could be just some crazy film music or something, or island music. But these are definitely a different vibe altogether. So we have to get back to let's talk about that voice leading. this thing goes. I didn't play anything on the first beat. It's like, what's going to happen? Is he stopping playing? Sometimes it's beautiful to just stop because it'll get people's attention. It gets them back into, and if they're starting to nod off and the same texture over and over, subconsciously it's a change. So trust me, if you do this all the way through a song, musicians might go for it, but the audience after a while, as exciting as it is for you, you know, it just doesn't, there's no dynamic difference. The only thing that carries it is how beautiful your chords and the melody on top of your chords are with the interactive melody itself on top. You catch my point, I think. I'm using all these starting on beat 2. This is again. Can you see these okay?
Yeah.
These are all E flats, and then for E flat minor, I'm going to take this E flat major chord, move it right here. Now it's E flat minor 7. Blasphemy, but it's true. E flat major becomes E flat minor 7 if you move it up 3 frets. But Ted, it's missing the root. Well, so there's a lot of stuff. This is A flat 7. That's the next necessary chord. What was this? A linear chord. You don't even have to name it if you're not in the mood to. You need to know this is E flat minor. This is A flat 7. E flat minor 7, A flat 7, the things. Just a different way to voice it.
So up to this point, with the chords you call additions, they're either the same chord with different voicings,
Yeah, those aren't additions.
Okay,
That doesn't count.
or they're approach chords that.
Now approach chords, that counts.
Okay, approach chord. Those other chords aren't approach chords.
When we play the same chord in a million different voicings,
That's not called an approach chord.
no, man, those are just. That's what I said before. There are two ways to make this whole thing happen. One is to get better voicings, prettier voicings, more voicings, but that isn't changing anything yet. You're still working exactly with what's given. You're just manifesting it in a more tuneful way. And the other way is to add new root tones, new root lines, right? Adam? New root lines. But if we say E flat 7 is the basic chord and we play 20,000 E flat 7s, that isn't chord additions as such. It's voicing. I mean, you could say, well, gosh, man, you've added a million voicings. I'll accept that if you say.
So like say that
Additional voicings.
So the chord, the measure calls for E7.
E flat 7,
E flat 7
4 beats.
for 4 beats. But what you did is you played E flat 7 in different voicings.
4 different voicings,
Four
one on each
different
beat the first time. Now I'm leaving beat 1 to silent and starting the journey towards the second go around here. We sure been off a lot tonight with this assignment, but it's good. I mean, at least yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, just because, just like in so many endeavors in life, time is not our ally. We can't do justice to what remains to be done in this song without taking another 15, 20 minutes. Can't do it. He's been good, showed up right on time, going to start him. However, it would be a fitting challenge given your pretty decent comprehension of what we've done tonight, and coupled with your general resourcefulness and autonomous aversion to work, to complete it on your own in some fashion, you know, and show me, say, this is what I learned from the tape what you had. I treated it like an etude. I just memorized it, but I made sure I knew why every chord was there. And then I added, as you asked, Ted, I added the whole last section, and then you'll play it for me next time.
Sounds fair.
We'll give it a shot, okay?
Yeah.